A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. And if there was ever a day that I wanted to be outside somewhere, today would be the day. Just an absolutely gorgeous day. We had some wind to contend with over the weekend and temperatures trying to warm up. Yesterday was just a delightful day with temperatures in that mid to upper 50-degree range, but still we had some gusty winds to contend with, so it kind of cooled things down just a little. But today, nothing like that at all. We're going to be looking at a southwest breeze, 10, 12, 13 miles per hour. That's going to be about it. And we're steady climb, going to watch it, steady climb in temperatures. By the time the day is all done, we should be working our way up right around 60, maybe a couple of degrees warmer than that. Matthew, what do you have on the thermometer right now?
Right now, over at the airport, it's sunny at 46. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 48. Here, Radio Center, it's sunny at 46. We have southwest winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.79, and it's falling.
Right now, we're looking at 50 degrees at a number of locations in southern Michigan, along and south of that 94 corridor. Detroit's looking at about 50 degrees. Hillsdale is at 52. Jackson is at 51. Lapeer right now is at 50 degrees. Mason at 50. Pontiac at 50. Battle Creek, 51. Benton Harbor, so far taking the cigar here, 54 degrees. Coldwater at 50. Kalamazoo at 50. Marshall at 50. And South Haven at 50 degrees. Even northern Michigan getting in on the act. We're looking at a number of cities, including places like Houghton Lake, even Alpena right now, with temperatures where we are at 46 degrees. Pellston, though, lagging behind just a little. They're currently at 39, and then you go in the Upper Peninsula. You've got to go into the central port of the Upper Peninsula and over on the west side to get some 40s. Menominee right now is our temperature of 46. Munising also at 46. 42 degrees at Iron Mountain, 45 at Ironwood. Houghton and Copper Harbor struggling to hit 40 degrees, but all up and down the state, upper and lower peninsula, mostly sunny skies, and that's the way it's going to stay. We owe a lot of this warm weather to a low pressure system of all places and things. It's situated over northern Minnesota, and that low is going to be moving right straight east over the next couple of days. Eventually, what it's going to do is cool us down, but before that, it's going to be drafting with that counterclockwise circulation some warm air up into and around not only us, but also to the west of us and to the east of us. Some very warm temperatures, not only for today and tomorrow, but also as we get into the tail end of the work week. And a lot of talk as far as how warm it's going to get come along toward the end of the week and into the beginning of the weekend. The odds are that 70 degrees will be hit in a few of our cities as we go into Friday and also into Saturday. Very little, if any, precipitation for the work week. If we do get any moisture, it looks like it'll come from a system that's currently out in the Pacific that's going to move into the Pacific Northwest, dip down into southern Colorado, southern Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and then make a trek to the northeast and not only give us some precipitation, especially late Friday night, during the day on Saturday and a part of Sunday, but also some very warm temperatures because that low will be tracking north and west of us. So that's going to give us the warm side of things out of that particular system. We should be at 40 degrees for a high this time of the year. We'll be about 22 degrees warmer than that for our high. 24 is our average low. We're going to be about 24 degrees warmer than that tonight. Eventually, our high temperature for the day tomorrow will be reached right after midnight tonight. We're looking for those temperatures to gradually settle in the middle 40s, drop down into the low 40s as we go through the day tomorrow. And then the cold front which is the secondary part of that low pressure system moving across southern Canada. That's going to hit us sometime during the day tomorrow. I think the best chance will be right after lunch tomorrow. Then our temperatures are going to be falling and the wind direction will also be changing. Instead of a southwest wind, which is what we're experiencing right now, it'll be northwest and northeast during the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. We'll have some gusty winds tomorrow out of the northwest when that front eventually moves through, gusting up to about 30 miles per hour tomorrow, and then northeasterly tomorrow night at about 7 to 8 miles per hour, so not all that bad. A little cooler on Wednesday. Our high temperature will be 45. Our low will be 32. We're going to be looking at a southeast breeze, 15, 18 mile per hour gusts, and then Wednesday night, as I said, we'll drop down to right around the freezing mark. The wind speeds will be dying down. Then Thursday, we start the climb once again, 58 for a high, 42 for a low, partly cloudy skies throughout the period. On Thursday night and early Friday morning, we'll see some increase in the clouds. Friday, I think, is going to be more clouds than sun, and we are going to be looking at temperatures at least at 68 degrees. I think we'll very easily see some 70s. If we don't in the Great Lakes Bay area, it'll be real close to us. And then Friday night, we're only going to drop down to about 58 for a low with the chance of precipitation, and that'll be rolling in after midnight on Friday night. Saturday, a very warm day and a very wet day. We're going to be looking at temperatures around 70 degrees with a real good chance of precipitation as that system moves up to the west of us, heading in a northeasterly direction. 40 degrees for a low on Saturday night. Still a pretty good chance of rain. Chances of rain will decrease on Sunday, and so will the temperatures. On Sunday, we're looking for a high of about 45, possibly 46, and the rain shower activity tapering off. Record high in this state, 69. That was set back in 2021, so we're not going to break it, but we'll be in the 60s. The record low in this state is 1 below zero. That was set in 2003. A year ago, our high was 38, our low was 28, and we picked up an inch of snow a year ago today on March the 10th. Full moon, for those of you that happened to see the moon last night, that full moon isn't going to happen yet for another few days. It'll be March the 14th, but it was a gorgeous moon this morning and even yesterday morning. The warmest ever, obviously, was 2021. 69 was our high, 43 was our low. The coldest ever, March the 10th. You got to go back to 2003. 18 was our high, 1 below zero was our low. And yeah, we had an inch of snow a year ago on this date. The record snowfall for a March the 10th is over 9 inches, and that was set in 1992. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Oh, incidentally, above average temperatures, if not much above average temperatures, to take us all the way through the 23rd of the month, and precipitation values to be above average as well. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Again, the weather report brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. You got a little bit of time left, but very little time to get in contact with the folks at High Fidelity Genetics. You know, the test plots prove that you do get the best for less with high fidelity genetics. And obviously, the bottom line is so important to each and every one of you. Spring coming up real fast now. You can tell by the weather. You definitely need to find ways in the market to put a profit on that bottom line. So you can do it. Half the cost of seed with high fidelity genetics right now. Check them out, highfidelitygenetics.com, or give them a call at 515-434-7333. Say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, hope you had a nice weekend.
Oh, I did, Jerry. Good morning to you. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Lost an hour of sleep, and I think a lot of people felt it this morning.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, we're all part of that group for sure. So
I guess so. So what's going on? The last time I looked, it looked like we had a real mixed bag going here.
yeah, there is. Yeah, we got mixed markets this morning. We got corn and wheat higher, and the soybean complex is kind of mixed, pretty much down. We have our next USDA WASDE report tomorrow at noon, and by most accounts, there shouldn't be a lot in that monthly data to make any market moves per se, and we'll kind of look forward to that March 31st stocks and planning intentions report. That's our next big report, Terry. So,
yeah, that's always. I don't know what you think right now, but it has been a real fireworks display.
Yeah, over the years, that's definitely true. Whether it's up or down, but we definitely get a lot of movement on that report for sure. So,
well, and especially this year with all of the stuff going on in Washington, uncertainty is more than ever before.
Yeah, yep. So definitely true. And that tariff talk, that'll be continuing on. And that's what's pressuring, I guess, the soybean market is we're seeing the bean oil market down hard, and sympathy with the canola futures market, and following, apparently China's decision to set 100% tariffs on the Canadian canola. So that story will continue as we move forward. Wheat markets are higher this morning, Terry, basically surging on the weakness of the U.S. dollar, as well as the dry weather outlook. And as the winter wheat crop comes out of dormancy, the southern plains, the plains are pretty dry. Southern Russia's dry. So, that's always, through the winter, we always try to kill the wheat crop 2 or 3 times. And now we're going to concern about the dryness as it comes out of dormancy. So wheat's getting a little boost today again.
Right.
Probably the fourth day out of the last 5 days, wheat's been up. So.
Yeah. So right now on the board, what do you have, Gary?
Yeah, let's call cash wheat up 11, Terry, at 537 on the white, 462 on the red. New crop also up 11 at 577 on the white, 492 on the red. Cash corn up 2, 396. New crop, let's call it unchanged at 389. Cash soybeans down 8 at 927, and new crop down a nickel, Terry, at 941.
You have a great day, Gary.
I will. You do the same. Thanks, Terry.
I will. Thank you. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Joining us now, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank and Trust, working with agriculture since 1895. They know there's a lot of challenges out there, especially these years. And Thumb Bank tries to keep up with those changes in the industry, as well as the trends and changes of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust now in Freeland, with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by Schaefer and Beerline, spring Ram commercial truck and van season going on right now. Ram Truck Month means that if you're in the market for a new Ram commercial truck or van, and you want to buy with confidence from a business link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, Schaefer and Beerline is where you should go, where family and service sells cars. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Happy Daylight Savings Time Monday to you.
Yeah, it's a kind of a Monday of a day today, too.
Yeah, it's really flying by, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my. Well, yeah, the markets are still negative. Dow is down about 1%, S&P about 2%, NASDAQ about 3%. Hit a 6-month low today, so yeah, it's getting a little bit bearish. Not the end of the world, because it was way, way extended. But the Magnificent Seven are obviously leading the way down. NVIDIA also hit a 6-month low today. So that's going on. The food stocks are recovering a little bit. So with the tariffs, I imagine they're going to say, well, if our costs go up 25%, we should be able to lift our prices 50, right? And so they'll make a little more money on the deal. But ADM is up about 4.5% today. B&G Foods up 4% today. FMC is doing okay today. They're up almost $8 in the last 3-4 weeks. So they're trading at 42 from 34 low. So that's okay. And Bungie is also bounced back pretty good, almost $10 from its low. The liquor stocks are bouncing back. You would think that that wouldn't be true, considering Canada is banning all American liquor on their shelves. But I don't know. That's what it's looking like. So anyway, here's your numbers. The May corn is 471.5, up 2 1/4. September corn 450 1/4, unchanged. The May soybeans 1017 3/4, down 7 1/4. September soybeans 1015 3/4, down 5 3/4. The May wheat is 563, up 11 3/4, and September wheat is 592.5, up 11. Crude oil is 66.68, down 36 cents. Heating oil is 219.5, down 2 cents. Gasoline is 211 1/4, down 0.4 of a penny. Natural gas is still strong, 456 1/4, up 10.9 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.4425 Canadian. That's up by 48 ticks. The dollar buys 147.23 yen. That's down by 80 ticks. The euro is at 108.23. That's shown a lot of strength. That's pretty much unchanged on the day, though. And the dollar is 103.91. That's up about 8 ticks. Gold is at 29.1260, down $1.50. Silver's 32.57, down 7 cents. Platinum's 971.90, up $5. And copper's at 467.55. That's down 3.5 cents.
All righty. You have a good one.
Yep, you too.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available at Ed Raymond and Sons at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. Open 7 days. Check them out. EdRaymonds.com. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at CMR Tractors in Millington. Stop in today and see Bob and his line of Coyote tractors with financing rates at 99.99% up to 72 months. CMR Tractors in Millington. This is the only Coyote you want to see crossing your field. Coming up next, who do we have, Matthew?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, and we also have Robert Stoutenberg, and he's an agronomist with the West Growing District with Michigan Sugar Company.
We'll be right back with both of them, but first this. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444.
At Ranch and Farm Auctions, we understand that selling your property is about passing on a legacy, your legacy. Working with Ranch and Farm Auctions to auction your property is a promise to maximize our experience and knowledge to bring top dollar for every acre. Our national platform and extensive buyer database from across the country are uniquely positioned to bring more qualified buyers, which leads to premium bids on auction day. Visit ranchandfarmauctions.com or call auction expert Michael Turner at 989-305-9683.
Coffee with Corn continues, sponsored by the Michigan Corn Growers Association. Next session is going to be on March the 20th. They're going to be talking about mycotoxin management and corn disease research with Dr. Marty Chilvers. Again, that is March the 20th. Coffee with Corn, a product of the Michigan Corn Growers Association. Joining us now, Robert Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. Bob's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. More power, faster cold starts, and maximum lubricity, and up to 8% in fuel economy. Get extreme diesel from Power Service. Available today at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Rob, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Terry. I can't beat this the weather that we're having out there.
Man,
I'm enjoying it.
you talk about itchy fingers, man. Everybody is really, really ready to go. And by the end of the week with dry soils, I don't know, anything could happen. But it's still a little early for planting, but not so early when it comes to getting that crop in. How far are we now with the post-harvest?
The factor's getting pretty close to wrapping up. I would say if I had a crystal ball, we're probably about 10 days away from finishing the campaign. Looking at planting, I look at the weather. We got some nice weather during the day, but it's those nighttime temps that are getting still pretty cold. So I think we might be looking at last week of March, maybe the first week of April before we start putting some seed in the ground.
And I would imagine a lot of guys not only have their seed, but they've got the planters pretty well ready to go, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, I would say. I talked to all the growers, and everything's ready, just waiting for the right time to get out in the field. And I would say patience is the key. Like, even though it's going to be, 60 today, let's give it some time, let it dry out, and make sure there's no frost that can happen at nighttime, and we'll get that seed in the ground when the time's ready.
Yeah, I know weight restrictions are pretty much on all over the place, aren't they?
Oh, yes, sir. I would say pretty much the entire state of Michigan. And, we drive a lot of roads, and there's a lot of dirt roads that I travel. There's a lot of potholes out there, too.
Well, there sure is. And even though we're not going to have any rain, there's still a little bit of dirt on the roads, too.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I was saying, even though it seems like we're getting a little bit late, it's still super early, and we just got to be patient and wait for the right time.
Yep, because a year ago, didn't we have some beets in?
Yes, sir. I'd say in the West District, we had beets in the ground on March 13th.
Oh, well, maybe if somebody wants to get a little daring, they could try it, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would say be cautious.
Yeah, I know how that works. Just got to keep a finger on it. That's the way. That's
Absolutely.
what we got to do. Rob, always good to talk. You take care. Have a great day. Okay.
All right, you too. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Rob Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. We just got done talking about getting a little itchy. This week is going to be real interesting, isn't it, Jerry?
It is. I think this might start bringing some things out. I've noticed my daffodils are beginning to poke, and I've seen some crocus coming up and some things. So, I mean, those plants are tough that they get up this early and they can take all that cold. But, so things are starting to get going. One of the things, Terry, we haven't talked about in the past, and I just saw an article, and I found it pretty interesting, and I don't think we've ever talked about it, is carpenter ants. So carpenter ants can get into your trees, and they don't harm your tree. They're opportunists. They don't eat live wood. They don't weaken the tree. They live on decaying and soft wood, and they'll burrow in and find their homes in there. But as far as hurting the tree, they really don't. And you know what? One of the number one reason they find wounded trees with dead wood to get into, Terry?
No.
Bad pruning cuts or pruning cuts that are so large that they can't heal over quickly enough, and you get some interior rot. And if you know you have carpenter ants, you say, "Geez, there's rot in my tree. I better cut it down." Not necessarily. A piece of steel is pretty strong. A solid steel rod is pretty strong, but a pipe's pretty strong too. So it depends on where the tree is and what happens, whether or not it should be removed or not, or what you should be done. Maybe some trimming, further trimming up in the canopy. But it does, just because you've got carpenter ants. Number one, they're not going to hurt your tree, and number two, your tree doesn't have to come down necessarily. Have somebody take a look at it and give you some good advice.
Very interesting. Jerry, you take care. Have a good one, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll be right back.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
There are two types of to-dos. To-dos you want to do and to-dos you gotta do. Hopping on your Coyote tractor to plow a little patch of heaven on your land is a wanna do. But flossing before a dentist appointment so they don't suspect that flossing is a never do? That's a gotta do. For all the to-dos you want to do, check out the many models of hardworking Coyote, CS, CX, and CK tractors. Available with up to 72 months financing at 0.99%. For the gotta do's, well, Godspeed. Coyote, we dig dirt. For all of your Coyote needs, stop into CMR Tractors in Millington today or visit them online at cmrtractors.com. CMR Tractors is your local Coyote dealer.
Freeland Bean and Grain has been a sponsor of our program today. Your Dairyland seed dealer. Get a hold of Justin Varner today. Dairyland Seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. We conclude our program now with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive